Nice. So now that we're back on the interwebs here, I have some janky notes here, but maybe I can draw some better ones. No worries. I'm doing something useful anyway.
I would.
Cool. Right. So I started drawing in a really shabby way, I guess, what the next tab would look like. So you would mark some of these as done, and then go to the schedule tab, and then the schedule tab would say week of March 22, week of March 29, and then it would pair people. See what else we got, Elias and Jamie. I think those are the only combinations possible if we exclude this one and this one. So if we exclude 3 meetings, these are the only combinations possible. So we should get something just like that on the next step. None of this has been implemented yet. I still have to like design it and then start implementing it. So basically each of these pairs is a meeting, and each of these meetings has a date. And so right now, the way the backend is written, when you actually look at this meetings page, the front end calls an endpoint called generate meetings for coffee groups for me. And that actually calls this function in the group service, which is called generate meetings for group. And that actually just has this algorithm that gets the member list for the group and then shuffles them and creates k combinations of them, like group size is 2. In the future, we imagine maybe you want group sizes of 3 or 4 or whatever. If 2 starts to get boring, or there's another use case. But for now, it's 2, even though it's an option in the software. It's just in the backend. But instead of actually creating the meetings list each time, it should actually be creating them only if they don't exist. And then if they do exist, it should actually it should just present them rather than generate them each time. And the output of this shuffle is just pairs of members, I think. So if I look at the result here, it's just pairs of members, I think. So me response preview photo. No, that's not the result. This is the result. Yeah. So this result, as you can see, it's just pairs of two members. Instead, it should be returning a list of meeting objects. And each meeting object should have a member list. So that's basically the transition I'm trying to program right now. And it involves replacing this meetings list with, instead of this content, actually generating. Yeah. Basically, that's why I wrote another function here called get meetings for group, because I imagine get meetings for group would supplant generating meetings for group, and generate meetings for group would actually create the meetings and then return the list. So actually, we're using a really cool ORM. It's called Prisma. And the way Prisma works is you actually define all the objects as like they have their own schema in Prisma. You can just create objects and their relations like this. And then you run the Prisma schema generator, and it actually creates the corresponding ORM structures. The great advantage to Prisma is because I'm using TypeScript, everything is actually very strongly typed by this ORM. So like when I try to manipulate an object, my IDE will detect everything to do with it and warn me if I'm trying to do something that's not allowed. So I'm kind of going to get away from the front end now, and I'm actually just going to work for a bit on the meeting service, which is right now just a stub. It literally just says, did we drop again?